Welcome. I am gonna play a game that is very, very old. I think it's over 10 years old. It's called The Company of Myself. It's a flash game. It's online. It's on Congregate. You can play it yourself if you want. Basically, the reason why I am playing this game is because it's a fun game that I really like and has stuck with me for some reason. The other reason why I'm playing it is because I was editing the 10th episode of our Minecraft series, and after 5 minutes or so, the mic stopped working, and I didn't know what to do about it, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna play a game and record it. So this will be a singular episode, this will not be a series. And it's just me, just Oscar playing, not Hen. So yeah, thank you for taking the time with me to play this game. It is a platformer, yeah, and it has a lot of text. Now, once I start new game, it's gonna scroll a lot of text, which I'm not gonna read out loud because I am a slow reader, so I'm not gonna be able to keep up. I'm gonna be silent so you can read it for yourself. Yeah, enjoy. My attention is stolen by a green square on the other end of the room. I want to be its friend more than anything I've ever wanted. I decided to use the arrow keys to approach it. So, welcome. This is basically the tutorial. The whole game is basically a tutorial up until the last level. So with the arrow keys you move this person around. He's quite dapper, he has the top hat. It's basically a platformer. The square does not react to my approach. Does it not notice me, or is it only pretending not to notice me? Yeah. Why would it be worse? Which would be worse? I love this game mainly because of the mechanic. It has a really nice mechanic, which I will get into later. It is very nice to show off. And I believe it's not new, revolutionary. I believe many platformers have done this mechanic, or games at least. But for some reason this is the one that stuck with me. It is also a game that has a storyline, which you can sure tell by the big intro and the dramatic music. Yeah, so let's get into it. Up close I can see that the green square is actually a door. I think that we can be friends anyway. I decide to push the spacebar to move to the next room. Yeah, so welcome to tutorial land. Spotted a couple of platforms ahead. I decided to use the up arrow key to jump over them. This game came out at a time where tutorials were very much a tutorials were very much a drawn out, take the user by the hand kind of era, and so we'll be having to sit through that. Like right now tutorials are only showing up if you're struggling with something, most of the times with the big A games and everything, but this is a simple flash game out of the flash game era. I decide that Mr. Door is a better friend than the platforms. I also notice that I can pause the game. Oh, that was too fast reading for me. Anyway, yeah, basic platformer. Jump over the gaps, don't fall into the gaps. Yes, so pressing R to restart the game is useful, but not right now. I found myself proud of, and possibly surprised by, my ability to leap over the harrowing gaps. Even from back here, I can tell that the ledge ahead is too high of a jump for me to jump. Yeah, so I cannot make this jump. I begin to wonder what would happen if I pressed the spacebar before I completed the level. And this is where the mechanic starts to get in. If I now press the spacebar, I go up in smoke and I restart. But my previous playthrough, like right there, you see? That is my previous playthrough. I can interact with that, and that is why I love this game so much. I can jump on top of his head, and now I can reach the upper platform. I feel confused and a bit changing, but mostly just confused. And up on the top left corner you can see right here how many lives you have. So if I now start again, I can go over here and I start again. I have a very unlimited amount of restarts. And that is why the R key is useful. If this is a limited amount, then I only have a limited amount of playthroughs, and then I press the R key to restart the level, restart my playthroughs. I briefly attempt to think of something to think. Nothing worthwhile emerges. I haven't talked to anyone lately, but at least I can solve my own problems. This is very much a puzzle game, puzzle platformer, with the story about a guy who definitely needs to accept that it is okay to ask for help. I might restart this level because I started a bit slowly. Oh well. But yeah, the calm ambient music that you of course cannot turn off because it's a flash game, in combination with the just awesome game mechanic of repeating levels and interacting with your old playthroughs, and just the pixel art. Honestly, I like the simplistic style of the guy, which you can very much clearly see has a nice suit on and a top hat. And you can see like the jumping animation. Once he jumps, he starts in his idle pose, of course, and then he gets like the first pose, which is very wise, kind of like a Mario jump, and then the second pose he relaxes when he is on his way down, and then back to his idle pose. There's no scratch. Oop. That was not what I intended to do. He has no squeeze or stretch, which if you're an animator you probably know what I'm talking about, or if you're a bit into animation you probably know what I'm talking about. But that does not take away with the of the animation in this case. I feel like it is such a simple game that yeah, it would probably add a lot to the animation, as it usually does, but it's still a good animation in my opinion, with the whole, and you can evenly see when he's on his way down, he tilts his head looking downwards. It's like a small detail, but it really is emerging. Geronimo! We got introduced into the next bit. As you can see, I only have one restart this time. So right now I can't go ahead because there's a wall blocking me. So I have to go to this trap. I think to myself that the best course of action is to pull the lever by pressing the A key. And I do so. And now I can restart the level. And my shadow will pull the lever in a bit because, well, I have talked quite a bit at this point. See, you can't go through. Even my shadow can't go through. Goes through and pulls the lever. Come on. There we go. And now I can go through. I'm grateful for my above average ability to work alone. I notice a strange force in this room. I become gradually more and more curious. This is a red area which I can go through. I find myself unable to comprehend the purpose of this force field. It does not seem to block me at all. Once I pull the lever, press spacebar, I notice that my shadow, my previous playthrough, is unable to go through there. So what I have to do is restart the level, or I can just go on because I have unlimited restarts, but I just restart the level. I will go over here and I will press the spacebar, and then my previous playthrough will be hovering over the exit. And now if I pull the lever, it falls through and hits the green square. Also my shadow can hit a green square. That is okay. Now I understanding the force field, I notice that this room's field is greenish instead of pinkish, which means that I can't go through, but if I keep walking long enough, that my shadow will be able to go through. Come on. There we go. So that's basically it. You have levers to pull, which both you and your shadow can do. You have green force field, which only previous game players can go through, and you have red force fields, which only active play games can go through, and not your shadow. That is the basics of this game. There's also later introduced the no spoilers. You have to see it for yourself. Staircase, wordlessly large staircase. I reflect upon my past struggles. So this time I have to jump, and one more jump for good measure. Walk all the way through until the end. Press the A button to pull the lever up top there. Restart the game. Goes up and away. And now I can go through. Luckily for me, no one was watching as I hopped around like a crazy person. I search for reasons why I don't desire companionship. Well, some people just like to be alone. That's okay. I made a mistake here. So what I have to do right now, I'll just wait a little bit. Then I will be... No. So I go over here. I wait a little bit. I give my future self a bit of time to jump on top of my own head. And now I will walk to the other side. And I restart. My shadow is able to stand and walk upon the red force field. I settle on avoidance of the issue. I can clearly get by without the others anyway. I find myself unable to leave the question alone. Why can I not be with people? I instantly notice how similar this room looks to the previous one. Almost feel cheated until I realize that my previous tactic will not work again. It won't, because this time it's a green field. So this time I will have given myself time. I will jump on top of the head. It will start walking. Give it enough time to walk. Once that is over, jump. That should do it. This time I need a bit of a rhythm, or at least that is very useful. I am currently holding my mic with one hand and playing with the other, so I'm gonna see how well I can time this. Either way is... let me restart the room for rhythm. Ooh, did you notice? The grass changes. Ooh, that's nice. I haven't noticed that before. So every time I load in the level, the grass is randomly generated. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, lever. 1, 2, 3, lever. 1, 2, 3, lever, and 1, 2, 3, lever. Let's restart that. 2, 3, lever, 1, 2, 3. Ah, crap. Let's try that again. 2, 3. There we go. 3. And I made it. Almost there. I've gotten used to the idea of solving mental problems, but I still enjoy the test of my physical abilities here and there. I think back to the first day that Catherine and I met. Our paths converged and suddenly we were a team. So this time you don't restart and play with your previous playthrough. Instead, if you hit space, you switch to the other character. This was before I was reclusive as... No, too fast. Didn't read. Her approach was quiet as my response was... As was my response. The connection was instant and unmistakably a team. So this one also has a nice jumping animation. First, a very active jumping up pose, like a Mario, and on the way down, head tilted, hair flapping in the wind, legs relaxed. I like it. So this time I have to switch between the characters to open up levers for each other. So this time now the green door is open and the red one is open. Switching characters, opening the last door, not putting on the caps. Caps lock is right next to A. I wasn't ready yet to let go. Come on, switch characters. There we go. When we faced the problem, we would solve it together. Today I find myself solving the same problems alone. So here's the deal. She can jump on top of him, but he cannot jump on top of her. So that's why she has to jump up and then you can switch again. I was unpredictable, plain and simple. I guess his head is kind of a platformer, whereas her hair is not. It was perfect. Everything. It was all perfect. I think I messed that one up. Yeah. So I first have to go over here. Now switch characters. Ah, I noticed. Alright, so first have to get her up there so she can pull the lever. Then he needs to go over here so he doesn't need the platform anymore. Now she can switch the lever. He can get through. He pulls the lever. And now she can go over here. Same animation if you don't jump. I like it. I never suspected to end it so quickly. Yeah. This level's a bit sad. You had to give her up. Because the only way this lever can be pulled is for her to jump on top of you. Then she goes down here, pulls the lever, so that you can go through. But for you to reach the door, you need to throw her into the pit. I found myself crushed by guilt. I didn't leave the house for days. But she was gone. And now I found myself alone. I can't handle taking the can't find myself handling talking to people anymore. So this time you get a new mechanic. The reset flower. So now I can restart the room from this point, which means that I don't have any lives anymore, so I have to restart it. So right now I'm giving myself some time, so once I restart from the other flower I can jump up and down to on top of it, so I can go to the door if once the blocks are gone by my lever. I think that should be enough time. Oh crap, I need to go to the respawn point as well. So I give myself some time again. I think that should be enough. Pull the lever, go over to the respawn point, and reset. There we go. I can do this. Pull the lever, go through. I grudgingly consider how the ability to start over from a different perspective would have been helpful earlier in life. Maybe I could have let Caitlin not met me in the first place. Well, don't shame yourself for enjoying the time you had with a person. Maybe just don't fucking throw her in a pit next time, you know? That should have helped. Like this, I continue. I like this one. I'm gonna restart it because I don't like it being slow. So the strategy for this one is make a small tall tower that can reach the green door, and then at the last part walk the tower over. That should be tall enough. Now I can walk the tower over. There we go. What? Don't leave yet. You have more to say. I really do. I really like this one, because this time it's just jump on top of all your characters. Maybe I should have reacted sooner, but you get the gist. It's just a fun way of getting on top of everyone. It's a nice way of working together with yourself in a massive way. Oh, almost. Alright. Jump, jump, jump. You really have to start jumping all the way from the beginning, otherwise you're gonna get at the bottom of the pack. Ah, damn it. Was that it? Sometimes you end up launching like one of your shadows all the way to the end. Oh, that was way too late. But the trick is to get the active player, you, all the way to the end, because then you can walk through towards the door. Oop, bit of lag there. Now that's quite a bit of lag. Might have to restart this room, because oh boy, he does not like that at all. Yeah, I'm gonna restart it. What's also the thing, if you're standing on top of one of your shadows while it's jump and then it jumps, you get off of the head. You fall through, so you really have to be careful not to fall through to all the people. Man, I really suck at this. In my mind I thought it was going better, but yeah, I got it. There we go. Are you really leaving? So that's it. That's the little game. Right now you get a little bit of scrolling text over, well, basically the story that implies that you are this person, that you are in a psychiatric world, kept in a mental hospital, and yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna dive into any of the psychological parts here. I'm way underqualified to talk about that, but yeah. I like this game. I wish there were more levels, because I really like the mechanics and the puzzle aspect of it. So if you have any games that are similar to this, please do recommend so, because I like playing these kind of games. Thank you for watching. It was quite a short one. Yeah, if you have any suggestions of games to play, let me know in the comments. Bye.